My sworn enemy lost his memory in a car crash. Just to mess with him, I lied and said I was his girlfriend, made him wait on me hand and foot, and filmed every second of it. I figured that once he got his memory back, I'd shove those video clips in his face and watch him die of humiliation. Who knew that when the memories finally returned, he'd throw his arms around my knees, sobbing, "Baby, are you dumping me? I'm your most devoted little husband." Before we go on, smash subscribe and drop a comment telling us where you're listening. 1. Chase crashed his car. The hospital called me. I figured it was one of his pranks, so I showed up carrying a bouquet of white chrysanthemums. The corner of Chase's mouth twitched twice, totally speechless. "I've got amnesia. I'm not dead." "You're amnesic?" I gaped in fake shock, not buying a word of his nonsense. But the look he gave me was blank and unfamiliar. "Who are you?" Well, this was getting fun. Usually Chase stared at me like he wanted to skin me alive and swallow me whole. When had he ever aimed this wide-eyed innocence my way? After 20 years of knowing him, I could tell his acting wasn't this good. He wasn't faking. That left only one option. The amnesia was real. Oh ho, memory gone? Game on. 2. I'm your girlfriend. Don't you remember? I hurried to his bedside and sat down, pressed a hand to his forehead, my eyes shining with worry. "What's wrong, baby? Don't tell me you really forgot me?" More blankness flooded his gaze. "Girlfriend? Oh my God, baby, you don't even know me?" I threw in an exaggerated sniffle and wiped imaginary tears. "I'm the girlfriend you love the most." "Hey, don't cry." Chase flustered, at a loss, stretching out a hand but unsure how to comfort me. "The doctor said it's only temporary." "Temporary?" "Yeah." He nodded. He missed the gleam of glee that flashed across my eyes. Temporary was exactly what I needed. I'd tell him I was his girlfriend, make him obey my every whim, slave for me, capture it all on video, and once his memory returned I'd make him watch every cringeworthy second. I'd turn my most hated sworn rival into the most devoted boyfriend ever. I could already picture how ballistic he'd be when he saw the footage, absolutely livid. The mental image alone made me want to laugh out loud. Chase, who asked you to crash and leave the hospital with no one to call but me? Running into me? Pure karma." My heart was doing cartwheels, but my face stayed locked in gentle sorrow. "All that matters is that you're okay." I forced out a tender smile. "As long as our love is real, even if you forgot, your heart still remembers me." Do you have any proof you're my girlfriend?" He frowned, trying to think. For some reason the word girlfriend feels weird. "Well, you have amnesia. What doesn't feel weird right now?" Fair point. If I weren't your girlfriend, why would the doctor call me first? I picked up the phone on his nightstand, punched in the passcode, and unlocked it. "See? If I weren't your girlfriend, how would I know your password?" I opened his call log. "Look, your last call before the crash was to me. That's how the doctor found me." This contact name?" He pointed at the entry labeled "What doesn't kill me better start running." Me? Right, I'd forgotten the charming nickname he'd given me. He'd retaliated after he saw I'd saved him as "What doesn't kill me will be killed by me." Oh, that? I laughed, whipped out my own phone, and flashed his contact. Matching couple nicknames, see? Chase pressed his lips together, eyes complicated, then glanced at the white chrysanthemums in my arms. "So the flowers." "Baby, no. These are your favorite white chrysanthemums. Don't tell me you forgot those too." I shoved the bouquet into his arms. "Study them, any spark of recognition? Chase? My taste used to be that unique." 3. Chase was only half convinced I was his girlfriend. The brat's guard was still up, so irritating. No matter, I'd smash every last doubt. After 2 days in the hospital I drove him home. The second we reached his door I started my grand performance. His door code? Memorized long ago, his mom had spilled it to me for emergencies, meaning pranks. His housekeeper? Knew me well, we share her because our moms are joined at the hip and I live next door. My stuff? Scattered all over his house, deliberately placed to annoy him. Picture frames on his study desk? Packed with selfies of us, plus shots of me hugging his mom, props for whenever our parents forced us to play nice. Evidence piled up like a mountain, he had to cave. He lifted a framed selfie, eyes swimming with guilt. Baby, I really loved you this much. Inside I was fireworks. He believed it. Chase believed it. I whipped out my phone and hit record. Say that again for the camera, pretty please? You've never said anything so sweet, I need proof. Baby, I really loved you this much. He stared into the lens and repeated obediently, guilt thicker than ever. I didn't say stuff like that often. I'm sorry, baby. From now on I'll tell you I love you every single day. Me. OMG, when Chase falls for someone he turns into a golden retriever puppy. The day his memory returns I'm renting a jumbotron and looping this on repeat. I can't even imagine how mortified he'll be. No way I can lose this bet, none. 4. My mom and Chase's mom are ride or die besties. How tight. They had to share a desk at school, date boys together, get married the same day, even give birth the same day. Result, Chase and I were born in the same hospital, same delivery room, same minute. And so our epic feud began. Our moms figured that since we'd shared a cradle, we'd be closer than they ever were. To weld the families, while we were still on milk they arranged our marriage. I grew up knowing I'd wed Chase, he grew up knowing he'd marry me. We're both hardcore contrarians, the more they pushed, the harder we loathed each other. Adults loved to tease us with matching grins. Look at those two, born for each other, perfect little pair. What they didn't know was that the instant the words hit our ears we'd spin around and throw every ounce of energy into making each other miserable, racing to see who could ruin the other's day first. At little, it was only small skirmishes. While Chase napped, I'd doodle gardens on his face with Sharpie, snip a fist-size hole in the back of his t-shirt, braid his hair, and top it off with a satin bow. His payback was cruder. He'd inhale every last potato chip I coveted, stuff the empty bag with wadded toilet paper, reseal the foil, and slide it back into my lunchbox. I called it vicious. Each time I peeled the bag open with shining eyes, I found only crushed paper snowballs. Casey, I'd drop pebbles from the playground pond into his milk carton. I scooped so many rocks the school had to build a brand new water feature, and Chase's mom footed the bill. By Oak Ridge we were still in the same homeroom, but I'd outgrown petty pranks. I leveled up. I'd sneak the stack of worksheets Chase had stayed up finishing and pop them in the microwave until the ink vanished, turning his all-nighter back into blank paper. After that he never touched an erasable pen again. Before exams I'd replace every pen in his pouch with red grading markers, forcing him to hand in empty pages. With invisible ink that appears only under sunlight I'd ink LOSER across the back of his school blazer, invisible under fluorescence, it blazed in gym class while the whole grade howled. Chase, of course, refused to fold. He shredded the trading card set I'd spent months completing, bought mint condition replacements, and handed them out to every kid on the playground, except me. The morning I was chosen to give the welcome speech he swapped my script for blank copy paper, hoping I'd bomb in front of the entire student body. Over vacation he forged an email from our teacher assigning 10 extra practice packets, and I obediently slogged through National Day break. By the end of Oak Ridge our feud was so radioactive neither of us could stomach another year together. After a united tantrum the grown-ups caved, one tiny step. Good news, Chase and I were no longer classmates. Bad news, we became next-door classmates. Our war morphed into a contest of class pride. I was elected captain of Class 1. Chase captained Class 2. Me, Class 1 rides out. Nothing left standing. Crush Class 2, victory is destiny. Move, people, guard the crown. Chase, Class 2 draws blood. Unbreakable edge. Topple Class 1, no retreat. The title is ours. Class 1-2 chorus captains, please, ancestors beg you, stop this insane grind. No, it wasn't grind, it was refusal to lose. Ivy, could not let my class fall to Chase. Under our toxic rivalry both classes' scores rocketed, monopolizing every top 2 rank. We tried to destroy each other while our homeroom teachers grinned like lottery winners. 3 years of Riverdale, 70% of the grade's top 100 kids came from classes 1 and 2, and most of us matriculated to the city's premier magnet school. Yes, Chase and I, by sheer spite, landed in the same homeroom again, this time assigned side by side. I was out of exits. Chase stuck like sap. Somewhere between enrollment and syllabus day he shot up to 6'3", just sitting there he vacuumed every female gaze in a 30-desk radius, mine included. Difference was, they stared in worship, I stared in declared hostility. When word leaked that we were neighbors, girls whose love letters he'd rejected began courting me for courier service. Hearing he didn't want them lit a fire in me. Chase didn't want them? Then he was damn well getting them. So the Lakeside Quad routinely featured me jogging behind him clutching a leaning tower of scented envelopes while he sprinted away like I was contagious. College finally split us. He enrolled at Lakeside, I chose Riverdale University. Fate, punchline specialist, had him join Lakeside's debate squad while I joined Riverdale's. We collided in every tournament. It was like we each had a spring-loaded switch labeled humiliate that only the other could reach. Lakeside warned, never poke Riverdale's Ivy, she bites. Riverdale muttered, avoid Lakeside's Chase, he's lethal. Soon both teams instituted an unwritten rule, Ivy and Chase could never share a round. Reason, odds climbed from verbal carnage to actual fisticuffs, bad for PR. Deprived of debate, we migrated to every other contest. Any event roster listing both our names prompted. Great, Chase and Ivy signed up, third place is the new first. Sophomore summer he interned at Sterling Corp., I interned at Vance Industries. Without a single text we pitched identical merger project blueprints. Our parents, delighted, slammed the proposals together and ordered us to co-captain. Those months were the calmest we'd logged in 20 years of coexistence. We hated each other, but we weren't stupid enough to hate money. The project influenced both companies' bottom lines, pettiness took a back seat to profit. The night the platform launched, Chase crashed his car and woke up with amnesia. Baby, tell me the story of us, he murmurs now, curling 6'3" of golden boy onto the sofa with his head in the crook of my neck. Ever since he accepted the girlfriend narrative, affection flows automatic, like breathing. This oversized puppy nuzzles me, and if my nerves weren't steel-plated I'd burst out laughing. Pre-crash Chase greeted me chin up, eyes dismissive, tongue dipped in venom. Post-crash Chase is marshmallow soft, so soft it's almost cruel to keep tormenting him. Almost. Mercy to the enemy is brutality to myself. I clear my throat and begin. We grew up together. You've adored me since sandbox days, trotting after me everywhere. If I ignored you, you bawled. I launched into my smear campaign against Chase. You used to buy me gifts every single day, surprise me all the time, obey my every command. If I told you to go east, you wouldn't dare head west. If I told you to fly, you wouldn't dare jump into the sea. Bottom line, you spoiled me rotten, let me have my way in everything, always put me first, and loved me like crazy. I knew it, Chase said proudly, nuzzling into my arms again. I must have treated baby really well, that's why baby treats me so well too. Don't worry, baby, I'll keep on being good to you. Good boy. I patted his head, satisfied. Chase looked up at me, his wet puppy eyes slowly heated to a scorching glow. I met his stare and froze, a bad premonition tingling at the back of my neck. Wait, that look. Before I could react, his mouth came down on mine, hard. Me. For 20 years I'd been too busy sparring with Chase to bother dating. I'd stayed totally, tragically single, first kiss still perfectly preserved. I'd imagined that milestone plenty of times, romantic daydreams and all. But never, not once, had I pictured my first kiss being casually stolen by this jerk Chase. Ah! I'm tainted. I've been kissed by this dog. And he didn't just kiss me, he poured his soul into it, until my head spun and my lungs begged for air. My brain was starving for oxygen. NGH. Chase, stop, don't. I shoved at him. Useless. He was too strong, apparently drunk on the kiss. I couldn't budge him. Baby, you smell so good. His lips trailed down to my throat. He inhaled, then bit me hard and sucked. Ah! I yelped. Chase, are you a dog? He murmured against my ear. Let me be your puppy forever, okay? Then he scooped me up and carried me toward the bed. The second he leaned over me, I yelled, "Stop." Avery stared like a scolded pup. Baby, what did I do wrong? You did everything wrong. I pushed him off and sat up. You used to be obedient, you'd never act like this. He gazed at me, quiet and attentive, waiting for instructions. You respected me before. This kind of thing only happened when I took the lead. Only when I wanted it. If I didn't want it, we didn't do it. Chase nodded, bright-eyed and innocent. So, do you want it now? Of course I don't. I shoved him, fuming. He drooped, pitiful. Now that I have amnesia, do you not love me anymore? Damn it! For a split second I actually felt sorry for him, wondering if I'd bullied him too far. Of course I still love you, baby. I hurriedly cupped his face and beamed. As long as you keep loving me, I'll keep loving you. That sounded perfectly honest to me. If Chase loved me, then sure, I loved him. Too bad Chase could never love me, so the issue was moot. I wasn't lying, I was merely stating facts. Chase's smile exploded at my words. He mirrored the gesture, framing my face. Don't worry, baby, I'll love you forever and ever. Love isn't just talk, I reminded him. Every night you used to run my bath, sprinkle rose petals in the water, lay out my silk pajamas and towel, pour me a glass of Merlot. After my bath you'd blow dry my hair and even hand wash my clothes. I get it, baby. He kissed my forehead, hopped off the bed. I did it before, and I can do it again. 8. Phone in hand, I tailed him, recording every second. Chase glanced at the camera. We're filming this? Absolutely. I fibbed. I'm documenting our daily life from now on. First, if you ever lose your memory again, I can show you how sweet we were. Second, whenever I miss you, I can watch. Right? Reason 1, when his memories returned, he'd see how I'd bossed him around. Reason 2, endless blackmail material. Chase bought my noble excuse and even looked into the lens now and then for immersion. I kept shooting, not missing a frame. He filled the tub, testing the temperature by hand. He plucked rose petals one by one and scattered them across the water. He laid out my silk pajamas. Do you need lingerie? He asked, cheeks blazing as he stared at the neat row of bras, unable to meet my eyes. I was trying to stay cool, but inside I was panicking too. I'd been so focused on ordering him around, get the pajamas ready, I'd forgotten what goes under pajamas. Nope. Who sleeps in a bra? I said calmly. Really? You don't? He blinked, absorbing this revelation, then pointed at the panties beside the bras. What about these? You skip them too? Suddenly it felt less like I was teasing him and more like he was teasing me. What do you think? I narrowed my eyes. You sleep commando? I thought girls were different, Dylan muttered, face as red as a ripe apple. So, which pair do you want? My own face had to be just as red. If I checked a mirror I'd probably match him shade for shade, but I couldn't back down. My role was girlfriend.Extraordinaire. He had amnesia, I didn't. What kind of respectable girlfriend turned tomato red over underwear talk? I inhaled and kept my smile steady. The pink ones, thanks. Okay. He pulled out a pink pair trimmed with white lace. He set a glass of Merlot on the tub's edge, then spoke to the camera. Baby, bath's ready. I rose on tiptoe and patted his head. Good boy. Now scram and wait outside. He looked wounded. Baby, can't I stay? I slapped him out without a second thought. He stared, pitiful. Baby, you hit me. Well, I'd slipped, couldn't help myself that time. I blurted, baby, a slap is a kiss, a scolding is love. I wasn't hitting you, I was loving you. Chase thought for a second, then eagerly offered his other cheek, eyes shining. Then love me some more, baby. Me? Wait, since when did Chase have a masochistic streak? 9. I soaked for a blissful 40 minutes. When I stepped out, I found Chase sulking on the couch, cheeks puffed. What's wrong? I asked, curious. Was he this mad I hadn't let him watch me bathe? I'm so awful, huh? I thought I'd misheard. You're awful? What do you mean, baby? I have to confess. He held out his phone with both hands, pitiful. I messed up. Punish me, huh? I still didn't follow. I took the phone and saw he'd blocked his best bro, Logan. Chase, I actually stayed friends with someone who trash talks you. I'm the worst. Baby, punish me. My mouth twitched. Logan trash talked me? What did he say? Chase opened the screenshots he'd saved. Wow, he'd archived the receipts before swinging the axe. The chat was lit. Without it, I'd never have known what Chase used to say about me. Logan, what are you up to? Haven't seen you in days. Chase, spending time with baby. Logan? You have a baby now? Chase, always have. Logan? Not cool, bro. You've got a girlfriend and hit her? Logan, who is she? Do I know her? Chase, Ivy. Logan? The Ivy you're with right now? Logan, dude, did you get possessed? Logan, isn't Ivy your sworn enemy? Logan, didn't you swear you'd rather die than like Ivy? Logan, didn't you say Ivy's only talent is annoying you? Chase, lies. I'd never say that. Logan? Chase, have you been trying to poison my baby's mind? Logan? Chase, no one can shake my love for my baby. Give it up. Logan? Dude, is this even you? Account hacked? Chase, if you can't respect my baby, we're done. Logan? Logan's last question marks never sent. Chase slapped him with a big red exclamation mark. Reading that, my mouth twitched again. I had no words. Chase had kept it civil. When I rant about him to my bestie, the vocabulary gets way nastier. Still, poor Logan. Baby, I swear. Chase lifted a solemn hand. I'm done with him. Trash talk my baby, I'll trash talk them back. Glad to hear it. I whipped out my phone and hit record. Say it again for the camera, baby. 10. Post-amnesia Chase is scary obedient. Exactly like my plan, he spoils me rotten. Whatever I want, I get. Whatever I say, he does. Only quirk, he loves to grab me and gnaw. After every deep kiss he cups my face and plants tiny kisses everywhere, cheeks, temples, eyelids, for ages. I swear he thinks I'm edible. After a month of this, my footage folder is pushing 10 gigs. Chase's memory hasn't come back. I'm out of ideas. I can't keep playing house forever. I dragged him to Riverdale General for a checkup. The doctor said the hematoma's gone and his scans are clean. As for his memories, no clue. Could return tomorrow, might never return. Thanks, Captain Obvious. I've decided, if he's still blank in 2 days, I'll break up with him. I'm not sacrificing myself for a prank. 11. Bestie invited me for drinks. Chase insisted on tagging. When she saw me walking curling around his arm, her jaw nearly hit the floor. Watching me cling like a vine, she almost popped her eyeballs. What parallel universe is this? Sun rose in the west? Meteor incoming? Aren't you going to introduce me? Chase asked, all innocent. No need. Stella knows you. You're the amnesiac, not her. I shooed him off to fetch my drink. Once he left, I briefed Stella on the past month. She howled, gave me 2 thumbs up. Only you. You came up with this evil scheme? When his memory reboots he'll die of rage. I smirked. That's the whole point. So you'll keep faking till he remembers? Nope. I'm dumping him tomorrow. Let me help tonight, sis. Stella's eyes glinted mischievously. Oh. And she delivered. The second Chase returned with my cocktail, he found me surrounded by hired. All 6 foot plus, shoulders wide, waists narrow, legs endless, youthful, pretty, and sweet talkers. One rubbed my shoulders, one kneaded my legs. One fed me fruit, one hovered with a refill. One stripped down to his last garment, gyrating to the beat. Chase stared, and I swear I heard something crack, maybe his sanity. What are you standing there for? Sit. I pointed to a distant stool. Instead, he stormed over, yanking dancers left and right. Beat it! The hired glanced at him, then at me, and ignored him, closing ranks again. We're paid by sis, not you. You can't order us. Yeah, sis hasn't dismissed us, so we stay. Sis, jealous dudes are no fun. Pick us, we never get mad at you. Come on, baby sis, aren't we enough company? Just send him packing. I was dying of laughter, cheeks aching while the hired dancers fawned over me. Deal, big sis will spoil you. Ivy, didn't you swear I was your favorite baby? So what is this? Chase's face was pure wounded puppy. I lifted both palms in mock helplessness. I can't help it, they keep calling me sis. Exactly, the hired chorus echoed. We make sis happy. Can you? Watch me. Chase strode over and muscled his way between me and the boys, planting himself in the tightest gap on the couch. 12. I truly didn't expect Chase to take the challenge this seriously. Stella had rounded up all these dancers so I could use the scene tomorrow as an excuse to dump him. Turned out Chase was more competitive than I'd bargained for. Hired rubbed my back, Chase nudged him aside and took over the pounding. Hired massaged my legs, Chase elbowed him away and kneaded my calves himself. Hired tried to feed me fruit, Chase intercepted the fork and popped the mango cube between my lips. Hired lifted my wine glass, Chase snatched it, downed the Merlot, and refilled. Hired offered a striptease, Chase leapt up to outdo him. He yanked off his jacket, then his shirt, but the third piece clung stubbornly to his waistband. Finally he gave up, moody, and drowned his humiliation in another glass. Pathetic. So pathetic it almost tugged at my heartstrings. Terrifying. New plan, break up first thing tomorrow. Chase kept drinking, I didn't hold back either. How we got home is a blur. All I remember is stumbling through the front door with Chase, the lock clicking shut, and then he slammed me against the wall and kissed me like he hated me. Next thing I knew, sunlight sliced through the curtains. We were tangled naked in my sheets, limbs knotted, breathing in sync. Chase woke first. When he realized whose head was on his arm, he jolted upright, eyes wide, clutching the duvet to his chest as if I were toxic. He yanked the blanket, cool air hit my skin and yanked me awake too. I opened my eyes and met his panic, equal parts dread and disbelief, and knew the exact second his memory rewound. Memory back. Huh? I snatched the covers, rolled over, and yawned. I'm wrecked. Go have your existential crisis somewhere else for at least an hour. 13. When I finally woke, I found him perched on the mattress edge, still brooding. He shoved my silk sleep shorts at me the moment I stirred. You should put something on. He looked everywhere but at me, cheeks flushing. I laughed, slipped the shorts on, then swung a leg over his lap and pinned him against the headboard. So? Everything crystal clear now? Realized you crawled into bed with the girl you loathe and pampered her like a lovesick boyfriend. Feeling furious? You. His face darkened. Ivy. This isn't something you joke about. I'm not joking. I was straight up toying with you. I unlocked my phone and tapped a random clip. Look, Sterling's golden boy tying shoes for his sworn enemy, how gentle. You. Another video queued automatically. And this one? Riverdale's prince cooking for the girl he despises. Amnesia Chase was so obedient. I kept my tone syrupy sarcastic, baiting his rage. But clip after clip, he didn't detonate. Instead, his ears burned crimson, the stare he leveled at me turned soft and scorching. Wait, this direction felt wrong. I pocketed the phone. You're not mad? Don't tell me you're bottling some nuclear payback. Time to flee. If he turned physical, I'd lose. I swung my legs off the bed, only to be yanked flat on my back. He rolled, caging me beneath him. I blinked, stunned. Hold up, what exactly do you think you're doing? Sampling the taste of kissing my sworn enemy again. Dylan clamped onto my mouth. Me? I shoved him away, gasping. Your memory's intact. Look at me, are you insane? Crystal clear. His gaze smoldered. Aren't you my baby? Excuse me? Baby, weren't those your exact words? You're my baby, and I'm your favorite baby. I had amnesia, you didn't. Surely you recall? That was for baby, promises don't come with takebacks. 14. Chase had officially short-circuited. He refused to let me leave the bed. For 2 solid days I was a hostage to his diligence. I collapsed, limp, against the pillows. Baby, time to eat. He set brunch on a tray, propped me up, and lifted the fork. I glared. You're punishing me, right? We're girlfriend and boyfriend. Couple stuff can't be payback. You, fine. I inhaled sharply. Then I'm breaking up with you. Instant waterworks. His eyes reddened, tears trembling. Baby, you're abandoning me? You said I was your dearest boyfriend, that you'd love me forever. Me? Amnesia Chase green tea'd me. Post-amnesia Chase brewed stronger leaves. At the monthly Sterling Vance brunch he poured the sob story straight to Mom. Aunt Margaret, Ivy wants to dump me. She slept with me and won't take responsibility. Said she'd use me and lose me. How will I survive without her? Me? Give me a break. Pre-crash we were at each other's throats. Now he'd die without me? Of course Mom swallowed every drop. The moment she heard I'd ruined and discarded him, she twisted my ear and forced an apology, then locked wedding dates with Eleanor on the spot. Me? Lesson learned. I dug the pit, tossed Chase in, and jumped after him, shovel in hand. 15. Wedding night. Chase cornered me against the wall. Baby, how does it feel marrying your sworn? Aha, so the payback tour continues. I reversed our positions and tipped his chin. Thrilled. You're stuck with me, prepare for misery. His big, damn puppy eyes melted. He chuckled, leaned in, and breathed against my ear. Baby, truth is, I'm crazy in love with you. The end. Thank you for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, please like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next time.